Okay, so we're looking at the open C box here, and I'm just explaining how this works on guitar. We're going to apply the same theory to the cello, to the fiddle. So this is our, we could do the diatonic 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 root kind of thing. Okay, we can do a pentatonic 3, 5, 6 root, 2, 3, 5, 6 root, 2, 3, 5. And down. We could do just an arpeggio with C, but we're going to do the full arpeggio. Okay, so that's our C arpeggio. But what if we wanted to do the D minor? Okay, now we have to look at it a little differently. Now we have to let's just do the F first. So our F shape, our C-shaped chord is C shape. Our F-shaped chord is going to be an F shape, an E-shaped F. Okay, and that F pentatonic is going to be 4, 5, 6 root 2. That's the F pentatonic, and the G pentatonic's 5, 6, 7, 2, 3. So the F pentatonic, let's do it. Okay, and that F's gonna fit into, so it's alright, and a G pentatonic is going to be normal G pentatonic shape. Okay, and that G arpeggio. Am I hitting the third? Okay, the third isn't really part of that. That's kind of like the G pentatonic there. The G arpeggio is just 5, 7, 2, so it's like okay. So that what we do, that's the 1, 4, and the 5. The minors fit into their relative majors. So the A minor arpeggio would fit into the C pentatonic. The D minor arpeggio, which I can't do right now, but we're going to do it in cello, believe it or not, fiddle, fits into the F. And then the E minor is going to fit into that G, the major pentatonic. Let's not worry about the half diminished. So that's what we're going to do for the fiddle. So let's get down to it. So we've got this. Remember, this is the open box for the C in guitar, and similarly, we have an open string region for the cello. So we have the 5, 6, 7 root for the diatonic. We got 5, 6, 7 root 2. Okay, so I'll just count up 5, 6, 7. Then we have 3, 4. That's kind of like a hard note to get. 3, 4, 5, 6. So we've got that. You can barely hear it, but it doesn't matter, because as long as you know where those notes are, when we start applying that same logic, we've got the A, G, and then in the next double cage up, we're going to have the GE cage. Things are going to sound a little better there. I remember that that cage has kind of like a lone wolf 4 on it, so we have to pay attention to that too. If we want to look at that, we can look at that. Here's a nice GE box right here. Okay, so we'll be looking at that for a minute, because we had like some trouble playing that. I had some trouble playing that open string, like with that E, and the E string going right up to the F there. My little grid shows you that's the F. Yeah, right there. See the white note shining there? That's the F. But if I put my big old finger on it, I'm going to mute it. We want this sound. We want, it's kind of a flat sound. If I could get it with my pinky, I would, but I can't. So all I have to do is say, gently, you know it's there. It's the first note. It's the easiest one. How could you get it wrong? So this is the GE box. It's a little easier to play it. Okay, and we just continue on with the G shape and the E shape. G shape being 6/7 root, E shape being root 2, 7 root 2. They share the 7 and the root. That's caged. Shares notes. Here we go with 6/7 root 2, 6/7 root 2. We'll just do it. And here's that 3/4 on away from the fret nut, right? Or whatever we call the fiddle nut. Okay. Oh, I messed it up again. Here's our Lone Wolf 4 right up here. So that's the mistake I made. I didn't bring the pattern up because I couldn't see the R was also part of that pattern, because it's on a curve like that. So I missed that. So that's the really long pattern. Okay, and then of course you go to 5, 6, 5, 6, 7 to the root. Okay, so I think it's important before we discuss the advanced stuff is to backtrack a little bit. I don't know if this is the chart or it's the other. It's the other one I made. This is trying to get into modes. By the way, I'll just zoom in on this a little bit. You see, this you could all get with the full resolution stuff. But looking at the chart on Facebook, you're not going to be able to see any of this. These are the modes as I've determined them on guitar. Okay, so anyway, let's go back one, and it's important for me to explain this stuff to you. I didn't realize, and I put a lot of work into this chart to explain this stuff to you. This is just a little bit about fingering patterns. So that's kind of like finger pattern corner up there. Hey, it's kind of like a little